Recently, I have been travelling through Spain in my self-built camper van, and I think it's fair to say I have had a few issues, but nothing prepared me for what was right around the next corner.
Idiot. Marmot. What a complete and utter anchor. This European road trip is turning into a bloody disaster. Like the saying says, for him to give way to me, why did he come bombing around that corner? And he wasn't even watching the road, I seen him. Suppose it could have been worse. He could have took a whole side of the van off and put me down some ditch. All this AA stuff and phoning the AA and how to make a claim. It's a whole new ballgame to me. They say bad luck comes in threes. Well, at the minute I'm sitting at number 4. We had the day we were leaving. I near chopped my finger off with that tenant saw. And then the electrical problems. Had to go and get a new battery fitted. And then I fell sick. End of 3 days in this bloody van. And now this. I thought it was hard enough building the van, but I just don't know. Honest to God, I just feel like crying. So just went over the dash cam footage of the incident, and it appears your mom's in the wrong. Yes, granted, it was a narrow road, but there was signs saying for me to go. It was a red arrow. He should have stopped when he seen that narrow bend, and he didn't. There was a sign. He would have seen that sign, which I pointed out, with the red arrow and the black arrow, telling for me to go and for him to stop, or caution the police or whatever. He should have stopped there, and he didn't. He came charging on around, and the 2 vans, right in the narrow bit, his wing mirror whacked mine and took absolutely smashed to bits. I managed to put a load of green frog tape around that mirror to get me back to here, but now I'm going to have to try and contact the AA. I can't drive nowhere with that mirror. Actually, there is no mirror. It's lying in 4 bits. So I need to find the documentation here. I need to phone. Oh, this is going to cost a fortune on the Roman. Oh.
So, if this procedure is as new to you as it was for me, here's how it works. Firstly, you need to have the AA app on your phone, and after filling in a few questions, their policy is to get back to you within 2 hours or first thing the next morning. In fairness to the AA, this was a straightforward procedure. Probably not a bad idea to have a hard copy of your policy, just in case. Now the WhatsApp procedure, it was just a bat, and by the looks of things, it's still learning.
So, I've just sat there for the last 25 minutes talking to some bot on WhatsApp. It would appear that that's my issue or whatever it is logged. I'm just waiting now on a phone call, and they says it could take up to 2 hours, or it'll be first thing in the morning. On the bright side, I've got some fella sitting over there in the next camper van in Sweden on a guitar. Hasn't got a note in his head and can't fucking drum a string. Sit rep. So it's roughly 9:30 in the morning. I got a phone call this morning from the AA. The call lasted 23 seconds and then it cut out. It dropped signal. They didn't phone back. So I took matters into my own hands and I managed to Google a wee garage. It's only a kilometre from where I was staying, and brought it around to this boyo and asked him to have a look at it and see if we could do anything about it. The moral of the story is the wing mirror is completely triced. It's broken to 4 bits. He says I can get you a new one. It could take up to a week for the part to arrive, which would be next Thursday. I'm sitting outside his wee workshop here, and all I'm going to do now is just wait to see what sort of a price he's going to hit me with. We're in the middle of nowhere. But one thing's for sure is that dash cam that I searched over last night, your man definitely ignored a giveaway sign and come charging on around that wee narrow bridge. That's 100% wanker. I was going to use that mirror today to get a shave. Like, I've heard of people looking in the mirror and breaking it, but the mirror breaking before you get to it, there's really nothing else I can do except crawl back into bed. So the AA phoned me there again, and I actually thought I was speaking to somebody who was going to help me. Took all the details, all that sort of thing. Says, yep, that's dead on. He says, what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer you through to the European department says tell them your location, all that carry on, and they will come to you dead on. He then says it's going to pop you on hold, and next thing he went off, somebody else come on, hello sales Birmingham AA. So when they say the AA has got your back, not this time. I am no further on. It is 9 in the afternoon and it looks like it's going to be a long bloody day. You're on your own, Dan. This is where we are at the minute. This incident happened on Wednesday. We are no further on from where we were on Wednesday. The thing is not fixed. Nobody's coming to fix it, and basically I'm on my own. We are having problems making connection with the European AA side of things because of a mobile phone signal. To be fair, on behalf of the AA, they have done their bit. I have contacted them 6 times via that app, and they did say we'll phone back within 2 hours, and they did do that on all 6 locations. So what they do is then they would contact their sister companies or whatever here in Europe, and that is where the problem is, the mobile phone signal. It keeps breaking up, cutting off and all that sort of thing. So the moral of the story is there's nobody coming, it's not getting fixed, and I'm going to have to take matters into my own hands. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and put this thing back together myself, at least secure enough to get down out of the mountains and near some sort of civilization. That's the only thing I can do. We're going to have to draw a line where we are now and forget about going on deeper on the other side of the Picos. I can't risk it. We need that mirror. You need a friggin' mirror to see what's coming, because these drivers don't give a shit. In all fairness, it was an English driver that did hit me, but I need that passenger side mirror operating so that I can see when I'm in and out and in and out of lanes.
So, with the mirror sitting in bits, I thought I would make the most of the bit that actually works.
That is the best I can do with the amount of stuff that I have here. Could things be on the up? And I even found a nice new t-shirt. Just want to get out of here now. If I had left the other day when I had the bad vibes, this mightn't have happened. But it is what it is. Let's see if this thing works. Here we go. Seems to be holding.
So, at last, back on the road, and there's nothing really I can do except keep moving and keep a close eye on that mirror. And with it being roughly 6 PM in the evening, the next place on my list is the cathedral in Burgos. The plan is to try and get as close as possible to it, and early the next morning get parked right at it.
A wee bit of stealth camping going on here, eh? I'm right in the middle of a car park.
And you'll not get much closer than this.
This is the Cathedral of Santa Maria here in Burgos. The place is absolutely gorgeous. It is roughly 10:30 in the morning and the place is already getting very, very busy. Seems to be a lot going on here today. It is a weekend, today's Saturday. We expect this place to be absolutely bouncing later on. The place is absolutely gorgeous. That is some cathedral.
So, the Cathedral of St Mary of Burgos, a Catholic church dedicated to the Virgin Mary. It is situated right in the centre of Burgos, a spectacular landmark with breathtaking detail. There's no doubt about it, it is an absolutely beautiful building. The construction of the cathedral, which is based on a Latin cross with harmonious proportions of 84 by 59 metres, actually began in 1221 and was not completed until 1567. But it wasn't until 1984 that the cathedral was declared a World Heritage Site, drawing in tens of thousands of tourists from all over the world. And sadly, that is where my 3 weeks here in Spain has come to an end. Even though there was places I didn't get to see, and yes, I have had a few issues, it's been absolutely amazing. And now my journey towards the French border begins. I have 5 weeks to start ticking off all the things that are left on my bucket list, along with places like this. I've got the whole place to myself. Then finally finishing up on the beaches of Normandy, where the D-Day landings took place, and seeing some of the places that were in my most favourite movie of all time, The Longest Day.